So to replace the filter, let's remove the silencer cover. Right, to access the filter down there, you need to remove that air inlet hose right up to the turbo. There is one clamp over here. Need to undo that, and one clamp over here, and then it's all just connected with the crankcase ventilation. That you'll be able to pull that out. Let's do it. Right, there's another screw, 10mm. Right, I'll unclamp the air filter box cover. Make it easier a bit. Slide it off. It is off. Now let's undo this clamp. Just keep it like that. You lift it up. I will tie it here with some zip ties, so we already have enough room to access the filter. Zip tie that one, and also this cable I'll just zip tie it down here. Yeah, so we need to undo this clamp, this one, and the water level sensor right in the middle of a filter. So let's unplug it. And also, you can be sure that there will be some diesel leaking out. Yeah, I did release the clamp nut completely, just that I have enough flex to slide this clamp off. Yeah. Now I have enough room. All right. That's one hose off. Very little diesel leak. Right, this is an old type clamp. Very good ones, but you can only install it once. And once you pop it off, you need to get another clamp. Alright. So this is a sort of a clamp. These are good ones, but only one time use because you can't clamp it back. You need a special tool. Alright. And now it is E10. There's two holding down screws. It's one. Oh, there's actually three. There is two. And that's a 3 one over there. Right, filter should be free to come out now. Yeah, that's it. Look at that beauty. There is this clamp. We'll need to undo this clamp and install it on a new filter. We can remember approximately the position. So this one This one comes close to this bracket, close to this hose. And also we need to, this water level sensor, we need to remove and reinstall on the new filter. Now before we move any further, it's slightly oily over there because of the crankcase breather pipe connects to the inlet pipe, and somehow it's just, even though that it's always sucks in, there is still some moisture going around, some oily vapors, and they settle down there. So I want to clean them up. And I did slide it in some rag over there, so all the dirt that I'm flushing off, it's not gonna go any deeper. It's just gonna settle down on the rag like that. And we can have a look over there now. It looks way much better, nice and clean without any heavy oil residues. T20. Yeah, that's how it looks. Like 2 electrodes. If they sense any water, it's gonna give you an alarm on your dash. There is 2 O-rings over here. We need to replace them both, and they are in the set with the new filter. Yeah, also remember you have to put it in a position like that, and then you turn it in the right place. Right, now 2 screws. Yeah, go very easy, don't go too crazy, because this is all, yeah, the bolt goes inside the plastic. You don't want to break it, and it's not going to go anywhere. Anyway, so that's it. So far so good. Now we need to shift the bracket, and the new filter has some plastic skirt. Not entirely sure what would that need to be, but it's not on an old one, so throw that one out. And this is 5mm Allen key. So I guess it was something like that. Right, you double check that everything's okay down there, nice and clean, ready to go back in. Align the holes and just get in one by one. Yeah, I just noticed there's 2 lengths. I mean, we have 2 like this longer ones. They go inside here where the clamps sit, and then the shorter one is right on the last connector. And for that one is very important ground connection. You see over there is a ground connection. That one's for the last, for the 3rd screw. So make sure it's secured when you tighten it out. Put back the connector. And I got myself a new clamps. This one's 12mm, and the other one is 14. Alright, both hoses are on and both clamps are on. It's just left to tie these clamps down. Let's clean out this part. Let's remove this rubber seal over there. Yep, sorry, you fell down. Okay, remove that rubber seal, it goes inside, and wipe it clean. Yeah. Alright, so nice and clean. Don't put it back when it's oily, it's going to leak even more. So now also wipe it inside there. Yeah, the tube is clean, and also where it sits on the turbo section, go around that one as well. There is some like position indicators, if you can call so, and there are openings over here on 4 sides, so you have to put it in and make sure that these pins, they do stick out. It has to look like that. That one's in a position, and check that all the other 2 sides, you can see them, and now you can slide it back onto turbo. When it sits over there in the place, tighten this 10mm nut. Yeah, well, we were playing, the connection from the crankcase ventilation also slid out, so do the same. Wipe it clean here and also inside there, the opening, and then slide it back in. There is no clamps, this one just slides on. That's it, as easy as that. We install the air filter box. Well, congratulations, you have replaced a fuel filter on your 3.0 CRD Jeep Grand Cherokee. By the way, it's a Mercedes engine. So now, when we've got that far, filter is replaced, all the hoses are connected, and we need to fill the system with the fuel before we crank it. The easiest way to do is just to start the ignition first position when you hear that the instrument cluster comes on, and you can hear that the feed pump from the fuel tank starts buzzing, and it delivers the fuel around here, circulates it through. We'll do that 10 times before we actually crank it. Ignition on. Right, I've done it 9 times. Now 10. And it runs without any issues. Let's go and check outside for any leaks. So far so good.